Assalamu alaikum. This is Masuda Akhter. Registration number 2021221028. Before going to the solution of my problem, I want to discuss the related concepts. First of all, indirect utility function. An indirect utility function is a concept used in microeconomics to represent the preferences of a consumer. It describes the maximum utility or satisfaction a consumer can achieve given their budget constraint and the prices of goods and services in the market. Formally, we denote an indirect utility function as B of Py, where P represents the vector of prices for goods and services and Y represents the consumer's income or budget. On the other hand, expenditure function is a concept that represents the minimum amount of money a consumer needs to spend in order to achieve a particular level of utility satisfaction, given the prices of goods and services in the market. The expenditure function is derived from the consumer's utility function, which directly measures the consumer's preferences. There is a relationship between indirect utility function and expenditure function. The indirect utility function and the expenditure function are closely related. They provide different perspectives on consumer behavior and can be derived from each other. The indirect utility function focuses on utility maximization subject to the budget constraint, while the expenditure function focuses on expenditure minimization subject to the utility constraint. The relationship between the indirect utility function and the expenditure function is reciprocal. They can be derived from each other using the duality principle in consumer theory. The duality principle states that every utility maximizing consumer has an equivalent expenditure minimizing consumer and vice versa. Now this is my question. Here I have given an indirect utility function B of Py equal to y of P1 to the power r plus P2 to the power r whole to the power minus 1 by r. Here I am said that to show the corresponding expenditure function is E of Pu is equal to U of P1 to the power r plus P2 to the power r whole to the power 1 by r, and I have to derive the indirect utility function to verify the relationship between the two functions. So the given utility function for any P and income level Y, P of Py equal to y to the power P1 to the power r plus P2 to the power r whole to the power minus 1 by r. And as we know that the income level of a country is equal to its expenditure, then we must have V of P, E of Pu equal to E of Pu into P1 to the power r plus P2 to the power r whole to the power minus 1 by r. Here we substitute the income level y by the expenditure E of Pu. We know from the relationship between indirect utility and expenditure function that B of P, E of Pu is equal to U. As this is the equation, so we can say for sure that U is equal to this part of this equation. And finally we get E of Pu is equal to U of P1 to the power r plus P2 to the power r whole to the power 1 by r. Then we can recover the indirect utility function from this expenditure function. This function for any P and utility level U. For utility level B of Py, we must have E of P Bpy equal to Bpy into P1 to the power r plus P2 to the power r whole to the power 1 by r. Here we substitute U by the utility level B of Py, and the new equation is this one, and we know from the relationship between indirect utility and expenditure function that E of P, B of Py equal to y. So it is surely that y is equal to this side of this equation, and we finally get b of py is equal to y of p1 to the power r plus p2 to the power r whole to the power minus 1 by r. So this is the answer of my problem, and thank you.